What is up everyone? Welcome back to another video today, and in this video I have another unboxing. One of the things about my collection is that I never collect duplicates, and while I understand that the true definition of a duplicate is a plane that has the exact same registration, I also try not to collect the exact same plane. So let's say that somebody releases another United A319 in the Evo Blue colors. I already have one from Gemini Jets when they did that in 2020, so I would not buy the latest release if that was the case. And I know that there's been true duplicates done before, like take a look at what NG did with the Delta A319, the second one that they did. That one was the same registration that Gemini also released. But as with everything in life, there are exceptions, and this is one of those times where I do have to make an exception to my rules of collecting because this is a model I've been meaning to get for quite some time because it has some sentimental value to me. All wrapped up here with some like games on it or something with the newspapers. Pretty interesting stuff. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be the Gemini Jets 1:400 scale American Airlines Airbus A320 first release from 2017. And I am not sure what is all over this box. I should probably disinfect this, because this does not look right. So let me do that real quick before I even dare unbox this. Well, the good news is it looks like it did disinfect pretty good, so I don't know what was over it, and, you know, I'm not going to try and make too much of a scene about it because it's just the box, but I did notice it, and I just wanted to take some precautionary measures just so, you know, because I don't like to take any chances of that kind of stuff. But I'll explain everything as we head up to the studio and unbox this model. And here we go for the unboxing of the Gemini Jets 1:400 scale American Airlines Airbus A320 first release. So this model was released back sometime in 2017. I don't know the exact month off the top of my head, but I'll pop up that information on your screen if you want to take a look at it. So how did I get my hands on this model? Well, there's a guy on the model airliner forum who goes by the username USA Big 3, and he goes by that because he collected a lot of the Big 3 carriers. And when I say a lot, I mean a lot. Basically everything. Everything American, everything Delta, everything United, he had it, and he decided to sell his collection to Waffle Collectibles. I caught wind of it about a week ago, I would say. Yeah, a little less than a week ago now. Actually, exactly a week ago from this video going out. And later on, he did attach a spreadsheet of every model that he had from those 3 airlines, and he had a couple other things of interest. Most notably were some Delta TriStars, but unfortunately, I was not quick to get them, so I'll have to wait another day to get those. But he did have this American A320 first release, and normally I wouldn't get it, but because of the registration that Gemini chose to do when they made this for the first time, November 117 Uniform Whiskey, I decided to hop on it. And this is the plane that I flew on in August of 2018 from Charlotte to Minneapolis. I was visiting family that was in the area at the time, and on my way back, this is the exact aircraft that I flew on. So what are the odds of this happening, where only on my second ever commercial flight, there is a model of it that exists out there in any scale, whether it be 1:400, 1:200, 500, 600, any scale out there. There's a model of it. Like, I don't even know, like, how do you even comprehend that? That the odds of that must be just minuscule, and that's just crazy. So here is the plastic cradle inside, and then there is the flap. You can pause to read it as you see fit. And then we'll flip it to the back. This is, as you expect, a 2017 release. And again, you've already seen what month this aircraft was released in that year. And then the item number on this is GJAAL 1583. So here we go. I've already done an unboxing of an American A320. Actually, both of the other ones that I have. The first one I did was the IAE, which was the second release, and then the latest CFM release. So here we go. Look at that. How are we doing? Yes, sir. It feels so good to have a registration that I have flown on. Only on my second ever commercial flight. What are the odds of that happening? My goodness. All right, let's do a review. And here she is, the American Airlines A320 first release by Gemini Jets. Literally the first thing that I noticed with this model is that something is going on with the can in American, like it's sloping down. I'm not sure if that was just a matter of it being printed on, and it also looks like the window line may even be a little messed up too. That's unfortunate. Well, can't really do too much because this is a collection sale, and I imagine this is how the guy got it when he first got this model several years ago. So I can't really complain about that too much. We'll just have to live with it and make it work the best way that we can. That's kind of the philosophy that I live by in this hobby is, you know, if a model doesn't look right, just make it work somehow in your collection. That's just how I roll. Starting off at the front here, we've got the nose cone and the cockpit windows. There's our L1 door, and then we have the antenna up there along with the nose gear. And then we move to the back where we have the CFM engines on there, and of course the American titles, and you can see the very interesting thing that is going on with the American Airlines titles. And also the window line, I think it's also a little weird too, but that may just be an illusion because now that I look at it a little closer, it doesn't look all that horrendous. So again, maybe just an optical illusion there. I don't know what's going on. There's another antenna right there, and then we have the American flag. There's also another little antenna down there as well. Registration is November 117 Uniform Whiskey. Again, an aircraft that I have flown on, and I'll show you the approximate area of where I was seated on this plane. Then we have the rear boarding door, and then the beautiful American Airlines tail. Beautifully crafted on this first release A320. Flip it over to the other side where we'll have pretty much the same details here, but there should be some luggage doors and stuff towards the back, which I'm not sure. I don't know if they're not there anymore. They may have rubbed off. That's also a possibility given that this model is a little old now, so oh well, what can you do? I don't really look for those details anyway, so honestly not a huge problem for me personally, but it is a little unfortunate that it did rub off at some point, but what can you do? And then there's the bottom of the aircraft where we have the Gemini Jets logo and the stand hole. Along you can see the other antenna there. Also the nose gear, which looks like it's been bent a little bit, but yeah, not horrible really, at least for my personal standards. And then there's the top of the aircraft where you can see the two antennas and also the beacon light and a couple other printed details up there. So despite the discrepancies that this model has, and you know, sometimes you just gotta expect it when you buy collection sale models from Awful Collectibles. These models aren't gonna be perfect because everybody has their own preferences to how they store models, and there's even times where those models may have arrived just as they are, and you know, there's nothing that you can really do about it, but for me personally, it's not horrible, and I'll take anything that I can to have this particular release for the American A320. And I believe I was seated right about here, somewhere in this area, like these 3 or so windows ahead of where my pencil is pointing. I think I was seated right in that area. So it is very nice to have this aircraft, and with that in mind, that will now mean that I have all 3 of the Gemini Jets American A320 releases that have been made. And with the power that I have to have all these 3 in my collection, I will be doing a model comparison video on all these. That video will be coming out in the coming days, and I'll be working on it here pretty soon. Can't wait to see what all differs between these 3, and obviously you can tell there's a pretty big difference already with the colors and stuff because Gemini Jets has been very inconsistent with the colors, and especially it was really bad in the past where they weren't able to get the color spot on. But I know that American, they changed the paint a little bit recently to like some sort of mica paint, and I think, yeah, Gemini's been a little better with it as of late, but back then it was just god-awful. This is during a time when Gemini was not at their highest, and they had quite a bit of negativity surrounding them, for, you know, to use a lighter word. That'll do it for this video. With that being said, thanks for watching, and I will catch you in the next video.